Climate change. What is climate change? Climate change, also known as global warming, is the process of the Earth's atmosphere heating up due to the introduction of greenhouse gases. Over the past 100 years, the average temperature of the entire Earth has risen by almost 1 degree Celsius. Now, this doesn't sound like much, but when we're talking about the entire surface area of the planet, it's quite a lot.
The major cause of climate change is the release of greenhouse gas or carbon dioxide into the air, and humans are making a lot of it. One way in which we make carbon dioxide is by driving our cars every day. The car burns the petrol and then releases carbon dioxide through the exhaust pipe. Another way we make carbon dioxide is by using electricity. So remember to turn your lights and TV off when you're not using them, because the electricity that is used is made at power plants, and the power plants burn coal, which release carbon dioxide into the air. Other things that create carbon dioxide are things like planes, which also burn fuel, boats, and trains. Well, by now I'm sure you're asking, how does it all work? How do greenhouse gases contribute to a rise in the Earth's overall temperature? Well, the sun gives off solar radiation, which goes down towards Earth. However, some of this is reflected back into space by the Earth's atmosphere. The rest of the sun's energy is absorbed by the land and the oceans, which heats the Earth. The heat is given off from the Earth and shoots out towards space. However, some of the heat is trapped by greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, keeping the Earth warm enough to sustain life. With the introduction of human activities, such as burning fossil fuels in the power plants and using petrol in things like cars and planes, this has led to an increase in heat on the Earth as the layer of greenhouse gases is thicker and begins to trap more heat, which causes the Earth's temperature to rise. Just how hot is it? Well, this image shows the increase in temperature over the past 63 years. The dark blue areas show -2 degrees, and the dark red areas show an average temperature of 2 degrees. Down the bottom, you can see it begins as dark blue, meaning an average temperature of -2 degrees, and finishes off as almost red and orange. So it's probably about 1.5 degrees Celsius. That's an average temperature increase down the South Pole of 3.5 degrees Celsius. What are the negative effects of climate change? Well, one major effect of the temperatures rising is that there is not enough rain. And with not enough rain comes not enough water for plants, which means not enough food for animals. And with not enough food to go around, the animals and plants will begin to die out. Another negative effect of climate change is the increase in tropical storms known as cyclones. Now, with cyclones, they can be very damaging to the environments around them. They can create large waves which can take out sea life and life on land. As seas begin to warm, things like our Great Barrier Reef, the coral in the reef, will lose its color and begin to die as it cannot take the heat. And as sea levels begin to rise, they will affect things like our coastal towns of Sydney, where the sea levels will take over the town so badly that humans will have to continue moving inland just to survive. How can you prevent climate change? Well, there are a few ways you can do this. For example, turning off your lights and your TV when you're not using them. This means you'll use less electricity and the power plant will have to burn less coal and release less carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Another way is to walk or ride your bike where you need to go. This means that you won't be in a car which burns petrol, which also releases carbon dioxide. Walking or riding doesn't release any.
So remember to cut down on carbon dioxide and we could be working towards a greener future.